She christens it the most Buffalo week of the year. New staff reporter Mary Kunz Goldman, and of course the Buzz Queen, written a very interesting spotlight feature that looks at a very special week for Buffalo every year. Why is that Thanksgiving week so special?
Well, Brian, the funny thing is the story, it kind of just came about in a very unconscious way. I was just talking with Bruce Andriich, the features editor, a couple of weeks ago, and we got laughing about this particular weekend. Week really, but just about the number of things that are crammed into it. And I started reminiscing about one week when I had really done all the things, where you do. I remember I went to the Nutcracker, I went to the world's largest disco, the Sabres game, and the Bills game this one year. Plus, I made it to church twice that week. And we just were laughing about just this confluence of events, how many there are.
Absolutely. And on Wednesday, big bar night, the biggest
big bar night,
right?
And that ties into the way people from other cities come home. The people who have left Buffalo come home. And it's funny, doing the story, I learned, I got thinking about this, and before I used to wonder about, say, the Buffalo playwrights. You hear about A.R. Gurney and Tom Dudzik, and people talk about how they don't live here anymore, but they write about Buffalo. And I think it's because we don't leave Buffalo behind. I mean, people always feel this is their home. So, and actually, we did have Tom Dudzik in town.
Yes, absolutely.
A couple of weeks ago, getting ready for the opening of Miracle on South Division Street, which is on stage at the Kavanoki, another event we have to add to this year's lineup.
How's everyone going to get everything done? That's what I want to know. Talk to the race director of the Turkey Trot, Tom Donnelly, and he was talking about how...
The Turkey Trot, I forgot the Turkey Trot.
The Turkey Trot's a big one, 14,000 participants, and they turned down loads. They closed it earlier than ever. Yeah, they just can't accommodate them. And Tom Donnelly was saying that one of the fascinating things is that, obviously there are so many people back from all different places in Buffalo. I'm wondering, how that dynamic figures into the whole thing.
There's a real beauty in that. The people come back to Buffalo, and then I think something funny happens with us, is that in my story I talked with Steve Cichon, who I think he describes himself aptly as a pop culture historian, and he says, which I think is true, because I've been thinking about it, that it actually changes us, because we end up seeing Buffalo through the eyes of our friends who are coming back and who have missed things. And they come back and they admire things about Buffalo. And they point out, they see bars that they used to like, Cole's and Full Feathers and Brunner's, all these just taverns. Our family, personally, my family is a Central Park Grill family. Everybody has your... places, your hangouts, and they want to eat the food, and they see all these things as special that sometimes maybe we take for granted or we don't think so consciously about during the year.
And they also give a new pair of eyes to some of the things that are going on.
The Lafayette or something.
The Hotel Lafayette, Statler City, they see what's going on over near the arena,
Yeah, it gives us a chance to strut our stuff, and we find ourselves kind of, have you seen this? Have you seen that? We have don't feel sorry for us. We've got things going on here. So it actually changes kind of all of us, and we all sort of use this time of year to celebrate Buffalo.
And right next to this video on our website, we have another video, right? A special video, kind of a song, is that right?
This is another idea that Bruce and I had, that we had to rewrite the lyrics to "It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year." And I have to say, I wrote these lyrics all in one sitting. I walked around thinking about it for 2 weeks and couldn't come up with anything, and then I just sat down and I thought, it's due now, I got to do it, and I did it. Now here I am strutting my stuff like Oscar Hammerstein or something, but I was...
And I understand you're going to be singing it for us right now.
It's the most Buffalo week of the year.
Oh, see, I'm going to look at that video. I've got to see that.
You know what else is interesting about Buffalo in this weekend? We were talking about the people coming back to Buffalo. You would think that the events came about because there were all these people coming back, but that wasn't the case with a couple people I talked to, namely the disco, Dave Piotrowski at the disco. It was the only weekend he could get the convention center.
Wow.
It was the only night. And then also Valerian Ruminsky, who runs Nickel City Opera. It was the only time he could get the singers he needed for Amal and the Night Visitors, another event that we're just now mentioning for the first time. So it's funny that things just worked out with that serendipity. So Buffalo just kind of fuels itself, these things just fall into place.
Well, it's
just
clear
a very natural
that it
town.
is the most Buffalo week of the year, and we thank Mary
And I'll
Kunz
see you
Goldman.
out and about.
Yes, you
Brian,
will.
perhaps at the world's largest disco. I'm planning on going.
I can't find my leisure suit.
Oh, no.
I just can't find the leisure suit.
I'll make a stop at the Salvation Army.